Okay, so I have not been on Twitter in a couple of days, and for some reason, I was just about to record a video when I just had the urge check Twitter. So I went and checked the Actman's profile. For those of you who don't know anything about the situation, we were trying to trend the hashtag Justice for Actman on Twitter because the Actman was demonetized over a video that he made about YouTube not following their own terms of service, right? So in the past couple of videos, I have been talking about it in basically every video, trying to get people to support and just to show my support for the Actman, and hoping that he would get remonetized and that YouTube would stop trying to shut down whistleblowers. It was kind of like a big thing. And at the end there, I was kind of worried because I was like, this seems like the whole movement is fizzling out. Maybe people were not able to give it the attention it deserved, or maybe YouTube was paying to shut down the hashtags and to bury it under everything else, because that's what it seemed like was happening. It seemed like there was a very small group of people that were just trying to keep hitting those hashtags like on the daily. And I must admit, I myself couldn't keep up with coming on Twitter and like reposting everyone's hashtags daily, you know. I am a single mother of a small child, and I've got a lot of personal other stuff that I've been trying to manage. So I opened up my Twitter to check how far we're doing. How are we doing, boys? Are we back on trending again? What's going on? And lo and behold, while scrolling through the Actman's tweets, I saw him post, "I've returned from the Shadow Realm," like 13 hours ago. And I was like, what happened? And then he said, in a previous post, "Guess you could say this picture has aged poorly." And it's the picture that he had on his, it was pinned up on his Twitter profile, which said that his channel had been demonetized. And then I was like, hang on a second, why would he say the picture could be like the picture aged poorly? And I scrolled a little bit further down, boom, officially demonetized. That's freaking absolutely amazing. So completely nuts. But the reality is, it's so freaking unnecessary at the same time. He should never have been demonetized in the first place. And now, the problem that someone else also mentioned about the situation is that YouTube has not addressed this. They have not given him a public apology to say it was a mistake or it was some sort of internal error, blame some sort of computer, machine, AI, whatever, or even some lonely guy that lives in his mom's basement who just pressed the demonetization button and blew up the whole of Actman's channel. So we've still got YouTube in the same position that they were before, except for now, creators are once again afraid of their channels getting demonetized if they speak out against YouTube, because they've seen channels as large as the Actman's channel, which had over 1 million subscribers, got demonetized for speaking out against YouTube. What will happen to anyone else who's got less subscribers? How long will it take them to get demonetized? Now, I don't want to like talk bad or talk down on the Actman's obvious victory. I mean, I'm sure there were people fighting in the background for him. There were legal options that he may have had to consider or take. It must have been a very hard, long journey, and like a huge, incredibly difficult battle to overcome. But he did it, you know. Whatever happened in the background is probably something he'll never tell us, because he'll probably be afraid to get demonetized again. But this is a small victory. Despite the fact that it's a huge victory for him, it's still a small victory when it comes to dealing with YouTube. The main issues that I can tell is that YouTube should have proper customer service for content creators. There should be a way to reach out to YouTube using the YouTube platform, and you should be able to be heard, and they should be able to swiftly come back to you and deal with things. I mean, YouTube is such a huge platform, and it's making a small group of people like so much money. They have more than enough money to develop their customer service of the platform and actually give the creators that are also contributing to earning them money like some respect. I don't think it's a difficult thing for YouTube to do. So yeah, I really think that they need to develop that. And the second thing is that there needs to be a sort of safety on the platform where you can speak out against the platform while still being on the platform without having to be concerned about being demonetized. You should be able to report problems with the platform to someone on the platform and be taken seriously. And also, you should not have to face the threat of demonetization if you speak out or choose to speak out in video format. However, I do think that if there was a proper like a customer service platform that somebody could go to regarding issues at YouTube and knew they were going to be listened to, considered, they were going to get feedback, they were going to have proper consecutive information, detailed information given to them about the situation with updates and actionable things to do, then people would be much happier on YouTube. Some things you can't change. We know that for certain. There are some things on the platform that are not going to change. For example, like kids content and removing the comment section. That's not going to change, and we understand that. So if you would send them a message about that and say, hey, I'm a kid and I would like to comment, and they'd be like, yeah, sorry, no, this didn't work out. We can expect that. But if you had like a customer service individual that you could send a message to and say, hey, someone is harassing me on the platform, what are the steps that I can take? And they can just go, right, this is what we do in these actions. When this particular thing happens, this is where we get all our information. This is what we do with that information, and this is something you can fill out, send it off to us, and this is the kind of actions that we will take if we find that this person is guilty of harassing you or sending their audience to harass you on the platform. Another thing that I think is weird is YouTube should definitely have nothing to do with other platforms. I don't think that it's fair for them to demonetize people because they have a OnlyFans. I don't think it's fair for them to demonetize people over tweets and that kind of stuff. I don't think that's fair. I think that they should be like one-dimensional as a platform. What happens here affects here, and may have a clean stance on that. But anyway, those are some of my thoughts. Congratulations to the Ackman. Please don't hesitate to go and check out his channel and celebrate with him. Pop him a tweet or a message on Twitter and congratulate him as well. Because this is, even though it's a small victory, it's a huge win. Have a great day, everyone.